Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava. Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam Grantha Raja ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasatato Jayadmudyaje Nastaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhagavati Naistike. We continue to read from 19th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, the island of Jambudvipa. Text 19, so 5, 19, 19. Since the verse is in prose, very long verse, I'm just reading. Asmin eva varshe purushai labda janmabi shuklalo ito Krishna varnenas varabdena karmana divya manusha naraka gatyo bhavya atmana anupurvena sarva eva sarvasham vidyante yatha varna vidanam apavargas chapi bhavati. We go word by word. Asmin eva varse. In this tract of land, Bharatvarsha, Purushai, by the people, Labda Janmabi, who have taken birth, Shukla, of the mode of goodness, Lohita, of the mode of passion, Krishna, of the mode of ignorance, Varnena, according to the division, Sva, by himself, Arabdena, begun, Karmana, by activities, Divya, divine, Manusha, human, Naraka, hellish, Gataya, goals, Bhavya, many, Atmana, of his own, Anupurvyena, according to acts performed previously. Sarvaha, all, he, certainly, eva, Indeed, Sarvesham, of all of them, Vidyante, are allotted, okay? Yatavarna Vidanam, in terms of different castes. Caste? Okay. Apavarga, the path of liberation. Cha, and Api, also. Bhavati, is possible. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The people who take birth in this tract of land are divided according to the qualities of material nature. The modes of goodness, Sattvaguna, passion, Rajoguna, and ignorance, Tamoguna. Some of them are born as exalted personalities, some are ordinary human beings, and some are extremely abominable. For in Bharadvarsha, one takes birth exactly according to one's past karma. If one's position is ascertained by a bona fide spiritual master, and one is properly trained to engage in the service of Lord Vishnu according to the four social divisions, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and the four spiritual divisions, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas, one's life becomes perfect. Wow. Purport. For further information, one should refer to Bhagavad Gita 14:18 and 18:42 to 45. Srila Ramanujacharya writes in his book Vedanta Sangraha, a long verse, really long. Should I go through? Up to me. I think I escaped the verse. Quoting from the Vishnu Purana 389, the great sage Parashara Muni has recommended Varnashrama Charavata Purushena Parapuman Vishnuraradayate Panta Nanyatat Toshak Haranam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, is worshipped by the proper execution of prescribed duties in the system of Varna and Ashrama. There is no other way to satisfy the Lord. In the land of Bharadvarsha, the institution of Varnashram Dharma may be easily adopted. At the present moment, certain demoniac actions of the population of Bharadvarsha are disregarding the system of Varnashram Dharma. Because there is no institution to teach people how to become Brahmanas, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, or Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas, these demons want a classless society. Okay, these demons want a classless society. This is resulting in chaotic conditions. In the name of secular government, unqualified people are taking the supreme governmental posts. No one is being trained to act according to the principles of Varnashram Dharma. And thus people are becoming increasingly degraded and are heading in the direction of animal life. The real aim of life is liberation, but unfortunately, the opportunity for liberation is being denied to people in general, and therefore their human lives are being spoiled. The Krishna consciousness movement, however, is being propagated all over the world to re-establish the Varnashram Dharma system and thus save human society for gliding down to hellish life. Wow. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjala Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamam Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Again the verse. The people who take birth in the tract of land are divided according to the qualities of material nature, the mode of goodness, sattvaguna, passion, rajaguna, and ignorance, tamaguna. Some of them are born as exalted personality, some are ordinary human beings, and some are extremely abominable. For in Bharatvarsha, one takes birth exactly according to one's past karma. If one's position is ascertained by a bona fide spiritual master, and one is properly trained to engage in the service of Lord Vishnu, according to the four social divisions, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and the four spiritual divisions, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa, one's life becomes perfect. Such a nice verse, so many informations are in this verse. I have to admit that I didn't prepare myself. It just can be an excuse, but I received the information to give the class yesterday evening at 10:30, and this morning I wanted to change my rounds. But anyway, as Krishna Premarupa Prabhu told me, he say, preacher has to be ready to give class any moment. So, we are supposed to be preachers in this movement. Means we are supposed to help to spread Krishna consciousness. This is the instruction of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yarideka tareka Krishna Upadesha. He said, whoever you meet, wherever you see, give him Krishna. Share Krishna consciousness with them. So this has to be done as a Sankirtan devotee going out in book distribution, or devotee that they are going in Harinam, or devotee that stay in the temple when some guests coming, We have somehow or other to share Krishna consciousness with them. In order to share Krishna consciousness, we need to know the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. And we have to learn. And it's not enough to read and study. Yes, it starts with this. First we read and then we study. But we need to learn also the art of sharing Krishna consciousness according to time, place, and circumstances. Because the same statement given to the wrong person at the improper time, in not appropriate place, it cannot give the same results. And this it comes by practice. If we don't practice, then we don't learn. So one way to learn is to take the responsibility to give classes in front of the devotee. Then you see how ready you are to share Krishna consciousness. And it's something that you never learn enough. It means after years, you still realize, something more, to do. This is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. It's never ending. Anandam buddhi vardhana is always increasing. So, like this verse, I was thinking this morning, this verse has so many information inside. Then you can go on for hours and hours to speak, especially when you come on the topic of Varnashram Dharma. You can give conferences and seminars and you can go on, So verse like this, you can speak for weeks on the same verse. So probably I will, by the mercy of the Lord, be able to touch some points, but definitely cannot go through all the points that there are in this verse. And at the beginning already say that for further information one should read Bhagavad Gita 14:18 and 18:42 to 45. So many verses. And if we go to read these verses, we can speak again for one day regarding this verse. Yeah. Anyway, try to slowly go. So here it is explained that people who take birth in Bharatvarsha, they are divided according to qualities of material nature. We have the three modes of material nature, Sattva guna, Rajaguna, Tamaguna, the influence of goodness, passion, and ignorance. And how this predominate in any person according to their karma, according to previous life. They take birth and one of these modes is predominating. The mode can be also mixed. In the purport of the verse 1480 that we will go to see, Prabhupada explained that passion is a mixture. It's very difficult to be in pure passion. Passion is always mixed with some goodness or with some ignorance. So you have someone that predominantly is influenced by passion, but then he has also some goodness. And some that they are in passion, but they have also some ignorance influence. Especially in Kali Yuga, the three modes of material nature, they are really mixing up with people. But there is always one of these modes that is predominating. And would be nice to go and maybe read a little bit from these verses. First the 14:18. 14. He say, Udvan gachanti sadvasta madhye tishtanti rajasa jaganya guna vrittishta ado gachanti tamasa. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live in the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds. So this is also confirming this text of Bhagavatam, People that they are elevated to the heavenly planets, they are under the influence of goodness. And those, then they slow down to the hellish planets, they are under the influence of ignorance, tamaguna. And those that they are living in the Earth planet, they are mainly influenced by passion, rajaguna. But in this purport, I don't go to the purport, it's also long purport. He explained that also next life, those influenced by ignorance, they can also go and take birth in inferior species of life, especially species of life that they are more influenced by tamaguna. Because we see, for example, a tiger is also an inferior species of life, but is more influenced by passion. But then if we see, for example, pig, then it's eating stool, and is more influenced by ignorance, tamaguna, lower taste. And we can see that some animals, they are living already some hellish condition of life, although they are here in the earthly planets. And Kali Yuga becomes so strange because you see that also human people, some they are living more in heavenly planets, like probably you have heard, no? That many came here, they say, oh, you are living in heaven here in Switzerland, you know. Such a nice nature and mountains and lakes and, and some places, exactly in this moment on this Earth planet, people, they are living in hellish situation. Can you imagine those that now they are living in the middle of a war? That every moment one bomb can come and destroy your house and kill members of your family. And everything is burning. You know, when a bomb comes, what's happening? No. Everything is burning around, It's like hell, description of hell. If you go to read 5th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, description of hell is plenty, There's a lot of heat, it means high temperature, and very hot, burning, and yes. So, our planet is considered to be situated in a middle planetary system. But from this position, especially in human form of life, actually only in human form of life, you have the chance to elevate yourself or degrade yourself. So for this is very important also for devotee to understand the influence of material nature, how they are acting, and how we become influenced by the material nature. And we have to recognize and try to engage this influence in the practice of devotional service, because this is the only way, no? Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita that if we are practicing devotional service continuously, without stopping regularly, then we can transcend immediately the three influence of material nature and reach the Brahma platform. This means to understand that we are spirit souls, and as a spirit soul we are eternally related with Krishna, and the relation is the practice of devotional service. So, but in order to be constantly engaged in the practice of devotional service, we have also to recognize how we are influenced by material nature, because we cannot just, jump to the Vishuddha Sattva and be there, just, contemplating the Leela of the Lord. Now, Prabhupada once said that, I create this project in order that you are engaged to do something, to work hard. Why? To become purified. He recognized immediately, he saw that Western people, they are so much influenced by passion. So much passion. So we have to engage them. Won't we ready to stay here all day and speak about Bhagavatam? I don't know. Sincerely, I have to say no. Yeah, I can stay some hours, but then at certain point, Or will we be able to sit here all day chanting on our japa? Probably not. Why? Because our senses, they are not purified. Our taste for Krishna consciousness is not yet so mature. And in order to become purified, we have to engage the senses. So you are influenced by passion, okay, engage this passion to serve the Lord. You are influenced by goodness. Goodness is definitely a superior level, but it's not the final goal. We should reach Vishuddha-sattva, transcendence. Because goodness is still bounding us to this material world. In many places it's described. So this is where so many, especially on the New Age environment, they are misunderstanding what is really spiritual with what is considered, indeed, influence of goodness. Of course, goodness is better than passion, but still need purification. Why? Because one influenced by the mode of goodness can easily reinforce his false ego. And if we don't become ridden from the false ego, then we cannot reach the transcendental level. And false ego is very subtle. It can go very deep, very subtle. But one thing that we cannot engage, one mode that we cannot engage in the practice of devotional service is ignorance. Tamaguna cannot be engaged in the practice of devotional service. We have to become ridden of Tamaguna. We have really to work hard. What they are the symptoms of Tamaguna? Then maybe we go to read a little bit more from Bhagavad Gita, as is mentioned here. So 18:42-45. 18. They are famous verse that probably you know, but I cannot properly repeat in English, so better I'm reading. The first one is very famous. It says, Samadamastaposucham shantirajamameva cha jnanam vijnanam astikyam brahmakarma svabhavajam. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness, these are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. So the Brahmana, they are considered influenced by goodness, sattva guna. To reach the level of Brahma Bhuta, one has to be at least influenced by sattva guna. Then from there he can reach Vishuddha-sattva. They say that sattva guna, goodness is also the door for the transcendence. So we have to reach this platform. How? We say before, by engaging our senses in the service of the Lord, that they become purified, our consciousness rise, and then we can reach this platform. Because peacefulness. Often we are not so peaceful. We are even quarreling amongst devotees. Is this peacefulness? No. So he has to reach this peacefulness. Self-control. Especially if you go to meetings. Often you say, not so much self-control, Someone, And then austerity. What is our austerity in Krishna consciousness? Following four regulative principles, okay. More? Yes? Yes. Prabhupada say it makes very simple, Prabhupada. What is our austerity? To eat Krishna Prasada. One can think, what kind of austerity? What is an austerity, in a sense? Because we give up all kinds of other food. Actually, for a devotee, it would be good to take only prasada that come from the temple, cooked by devotee and offered to the deities, or food that has been cooked by himself and offered to his Lord. This is the best. And this is an austerity if you do. If you fix, I will take only this. I don't go to buy to the shop and Vishnu and eating. No? It's an austerity. But Krishna is giving so much taste. If you are taking this austerity, He's giving you taste in the prasadam that you are taking, that you don't feel attracted by other things. This is the mercy of the Lord. You don't feel attracted. This is realized immediately as a bhakta, I joined, and then it was a farm project in the south of Switzerland, in Ticino, and this was a national project. And they were cooking with the ingredients coming directly from the farm. It's all products from the farm. And then they were cooking with love and devotion, offer, and such taste, that I was going out in Sankirtan, sometimes I was just going in, crossing a bakery, and there in the windows outside, all these kind of different sweets and things, and just looking, but no attracted. No attracted. Why? When you get a superior taste by the mercy of the Lord, then you give up inferior taste. Don't give you any more taste, these things. So austerity, purity. Yeah, purity. Purifying the senses. Then the senses become pure. Pure means fully engaged in the service of the Lord. This is the purity of the senses. Tolerance. We always say that we need association of devotee. And definitely it's so important to stay with devotee. Alone we cannot do. We will not stand for a long time alone. And we need association with devotee. But to stay in association with devotee, we need to develop tolerance. Without developing tolerance, it will be difficult to stay in association with devotee. Why? There are many reasons, but this is not the point. Honesty. To be honest with others and to be honest with ourselves. In order to be honest with others, we have to be honest with ourselves. Because we know really who we are. And it's so important. Don't have double agenda. Double agenda is out of honesty. I'm saying something and this and scriptures and this and that, but then on the side I have another agenda. This is not honesty. Wisdom, as we say, Brahmana, they are studying scriptures and they are sharing these scriptures because this is the way how to keep and realize the wisdom when you are sharing with others. For this, you see, Srila Prabhupada gives to us everything. And he inspired the devotee, to share Krishna consciousness, because by sharing Krishna consciousness, you will realize more and more this wisdom. And it's so important for this reason. And it's incredible, because if we are not sharing this wisdom, we will lose this wisdom. We are losing. This is what happened to the caste of Brahmana in India. The Brahmana, they become too proud about their knowledge, and they wanted to keep this knowledge. And, they decided that, Brahmana can be only someone that take birth in a family of Brahmana. Where it is written in the scriptures, this? At least I don't find anywhere. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati, and Srila Prabhupada fight so much against them regarding this point. But then, they lose the wisdom. Because many in India, they tell you, I know Bhagavad Gita. I grew up in a Brahmana family. I know Bhagavad Gita. But what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? Surrender to Krishna. And if you look, they may be telling you this, I know Bhagavad Gita, but they are smoking bidi on the same time that. Anyway, so many things come to the mind. Religiousness, so they say, these are the natural qualities by which the Brahmana walks. Then next verse is say, Krishi Goraksha Vaniyam Vaishya Karma Svabhavayam Parichayatmakam Karma Shudrashapi Svabhavajam. No, sorry, I will go one verse. Sharyam Tejo Dhritir Daksham Yuddha Chapi Apalayanam Dhanam Ishvara Bhavascha Kshatram Karma Svabhavajam. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriya. So Kshatriya, they are more influenced by passion. And here he say what they are the quality of the Kshatriya. So many devotees want to become leaders. They want to be in a leading position, managerial position. Not in the West. No, also, because maybe they don't want to take the responsibility. This is another thing. But to be, to be in a position that I have to say something, Why this, why not this, why we don't do like this and why we don't do that. This is the tendency, to control, And this is due to the influence of passion. But then we have this quality, then we have to recognize. We have this quality. So it's very important, heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity and leadership. So this is the quality of the Kshatriyas. And then it says, farming, cow protection and business are the natural work for the Vaishya, and for the Shudras there are labor and service to others. So it's very nicely explained what they are doing, the Vaishya. Farming, cow protection, and business. So our day, in our society, the so-called Vaishya, they are not protecting the cows, they are exploiting the cows. Jai Shishi Gauranitai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Marani Ki Jai. Farming. This is again, it's not really farming, it's exploiting the land, exploiting Mother Nature. It's again not the real position of a Vaishya. They are Shudra, actually. That they have no knowledge, they have no proper guidance, and they look only for profit. And this creates so many problems. And business, okay, say business, but how our days done the business? Again, it's an unfair business. There are no any more rules now in the business world. Those that they are more rich, they are dominating the others. They are eating up the small business more and more. They are become eaten by the big business. And big business, they are looking only for more and more profit. They are very much influenced by this desire to get more, to get more, to get more. And they are never satisfied. And unfortunately, our day, this society, is headed by few big businessmen. And we have read before, Vaishya, they influenced by which modes? Yeah. Tamaguna and Rajaguna is a mix. So we are not in good hands. And the so-called Kshatriya, what they are doing, they just do the interest of these Vaishya people. They are there to pass law and to make arrangement in order that they become more and more rich, that they can do whatever they want, protected by the so-called leaders in our society. It's a pity situation. Why I say this? Because Prabhupada said very clearly, for those that they were not here. He said, because there is no institution to teach people how to become Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasis, these demons want a classless society. Want a classless society. Want people that they have no education, they have no class. This is resulting in chaotic conditions. In the name of secular government, unqualified people are taking the supreme governmental posts. No one is being trained to act according to the principle of Varnashram Dharma. And thus people are becoming increasingly degraded and are heading in the direction of animal life. So when we meet people, we should understand what will be their destiny according to the life that they are done. They will go next life in animal species of life. Or even worse, they will go to hellish planets. So as a devotee, we should be titikshava, karunika. We should develop compassion to this situation. It's sad, very sad situation. We have to do something. Huh? We have to help each other, because definitely to attempt to spread Krishna consciousness is an endeavor. Prabhupada says fighting against Maya. Maya and Kali, they are doing all kind of arrangement in order that people, they become so much distracted by this so-called advanced society, and they are all falling down. Prabhupada says the purpose of life is liberation. According to the Varnashram system, the purpose of life is liberation. But our day, no one become liberated. No one. And it's incredible because people, they are struggling so much, they are fighting so much, they are, running so much all day, just to what? To end up to become a dog or pig or us next life, or go to Patala Loka. This is their destination. And we should pray also for ourselves. We don't lose to be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord in order not to fall again in this trap of Maya. Our day there are these weapons of mass destruction, and everyone fear, now that they are speaking about war, probably Third World War. But actually, what is more dangerous is the weapons of mass distractions. Cell phone, internet, TV, newspapers, all these things, they are just distracting people more and more. Fashions. Yesterday you asked me about this name, fashion. Yeah. Hugo Boss. And I didn't know. So you don't know it? No. I have no idea of these fashions, Sometimes you say, oh, this is very good, it's a fashion. But what? Why I should become distracted of these things? They are just distraction for people. Of course, this is a good quality and very, very good for that can help us in our preaching activity. Then okay, go and take this name, and it will be helpful. Like I remember on the 80s and on the 90s, we were very fan of Helly Hansen. Every Sankirtan devotee has Helly Hansen jacket and guns, and because it was the top jacket and for winter, because Sankirtan devotee know what it means to go out in these days. If you remember, I'm still freezing. So we used to go to Sweden and then go to the factory and buy this Helly Hansen for a good price, Very expensive things, but we could get for good price. Yeah, okay, this is a use. It can be useful. Or when we buy the first van, nice van that has been transformed in Sankirtan van, this was a Mercedes van. This was the top Mercedes van that you can buy. Very expensive. And this time was costing 80,000 francs. That time was quite something. But this van, they carry thousands and thousands and thousands of books. Very strong van. And they did thousands and thousands of kilometers. So then there is use, to use these things. But for me, no. For the mission, yes. For me, no. No need. So we should not become distracted in our purpose. And Maya and Kali, they are so... Maya is very much strong in distracting. Should watch time sometime. To give the distraction. And Kali, what he's doing, is very expert in dividing. This is the main activity of Kali, dividing. And we can see out in the society how everything becomes more divided. Country that divided, and then groups that they divided, religions that they are dividing, families that they are dividing. It's so rare now to see families that they stand, If I see my parents, 60 years marriage, can you imagine our day, 60 years married. Yeah. I would say very clearly, divorce is not contemplated in Vedic culture, not even mentioning. It's not part. Because Kali was not so much influencing and unity was more strong. Prabhupada says is one of our principles, no? Unity is brings strength. If we stay united, then we become strong. If we divide it, then we become weak. And he's given the example of the sticks of wood. If you take one stick alone, with 2 fingers, you can break. But if you take 20 sticks with 2 hands, you cannot break. This is the power of unity. And Kali is so strong, Prabhupada said this movement can be not stopped from outside, but it can be stopped from inside. If we allowed Kali to come in and divide us, then it can stop. But then it will start again. This is why Prabhupada divided BBT and ISKCON. Very intelligent. Because if we become so stupid, sorry if I'm saying this, I say even myself, that we allowed Kali to come in and divide ourselves and everything stop, there is still the BBT. The books will continue to go out and someone will pick up the understanding and it will start again the movement. But we have not to allow. Why? Because this society needs this knowledge, needs Krishna consciousness. And this is how we hand Srila Prabhupada the purpose. He said, the Krishna consciousness movement, however, is being propagated all over the world to re-establish the Varnashram Dharma system and thus save human society from gliding down to hellish life. So, one purpose of this movement is to re-establish Varnashram Dharma. Now, it's a big topic. Since I joined, I'm hearing, Varnashram Dharma, and so much speaking. We accomplished something, but very little. We still try to put in place. But I have heard that once they asked to Srila Prabhupada, how we can establish Varnashram Dharma? And he gave a very simple answer. Do you know the answer? He says, simply go on to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam, and Varnashram Dharma will be automatically established himself. Interesting. Because everything is there in the Bhagavatam. Everything is there. We have just to put together the information that Bhagavatam is given about Varnashram. And we have so many nice examples of devotee that they were practicing Varnashram Dharma. So it's natural that need a lot of preparation to put on place. First education, to get the understanding of Varnashram, and then put together the information and then try to apply slowly, slowly. It's taking time. We know any businessman will tell you that 50% of the success in business is preparation. You have to prepare before. Preparing means you get nothing. You don't get income when you are preparing. There's a lot of work in the back that you have to do. No income. You have to invest time and energy to prepare. 50%. And then the other 50% when you apply the plan. Then you apply the plan and then income starts to come. Same is for a teacher. Teacher has to prepare a lot. He has to do, first of all, he has to study. And then he has to prepare his classes. He has to do a program in order to teach. And then he execute. But there is a lot of preparation in the back. So as a movement, we are still preparing the future of establishing Varnashram Dharma. But we should consider this, also. That will help us to prepare why, if we are distributing Srimad Bhagavatam. We have not to stop to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam. So many people that we don't know, they are reading Bhagavatam and they get information from Bhagavatam. I have heard that some years ago, for example, on the Vatican, there was a pope, I don't remember which name, that he instructed a cardinal to read the Bhagavatam. Because he says a lot of good things are there, Please study and report. Yes. And amongst the scientists also, at a certain point there was a statement from the scientists that, there are more universes, and these universes is like to take, they're giving an example of grapes with many, how you say? Branches. No branches. Grapes, you have the fruit, and then there are many. In it, no, they are not branches. They are
berries.
Huh?
Berries.
Berries. Yeah, we say in Italian we say acini, means they are all together. You put and it make the grapes, not the tree, but the grapes, the fruit. No, not the result. When you are eating grapes, you are taking one by one, right? So how they are called this? Grapes? Grapes. Yeah, in Italian is another. It means in the whole is called grappolo, and then acini, they are the pieces. In English there is no difference. It's grapes and grapes. Okay. Anyway, so they were building up all these grapes. They're making the different universes and like this, and you find a similar statement in the Bhagavatam. And many times scientists, they come up with theories that is written there in the Vedic scriptures. So, and then it's interesting to see how this whole New Age movement, often they come up with statements that definitely they are there in Bhagavad Gita and they are there in the Bhagavatam. No? So, this Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is going out and giving a lot of knowledge to people. And then how they are using is helping to establish slowly, slowly Krishna consciousness. Indeed, when we find people that they get some of this understanding through scientists or religionists or spiritualists, they are more ready to hear us when we are speaking. You know, when I start to go in Sankirtan, in many valleys or places, you know, nobody know it about yoga or know it about karma or reincarnation. I remember in some places I say, these books speak about yoga. Yogurt? No yogurt, yoga. Really, it's not a joke. Yeah, then, but our day, you know, so many people you meet in the street, that they've already heard about karma, reincarnation, that they're not only heard about yoga, but so many that they're practicing yoga. Then now, what kind of yoga? We know there are many different kinds, but at least, you know, they are in favor. And when you tell them these books speak about yoga, then they are ready, oh, I wanted to do yoga. You know, I'm interested. Many times I give the books because he's just interested about yoga. But then I told them, you know, here you will not find, you know, the position of yoga in this book. We have to be fair with them, you know. You cannot give them a book of yoga, and then for him yoga means, you know, this posture, and oh, nice, I will find this. And then he's not finding this, he's looking, he's not finding it. And then he come back, often he come back, this is not speak about yoga, you know, take it back. And it's true. We have to tell them, you know, this is not speaking about the position, they speak about spiritual yoga. What means? And then you explain a little bit what means yoga, first of all. Anyway, it's not a Sankirtan seminar. The tendency is to go. Okay, it's 8:40 almost. I think we should end here. Huh? Okay? Any question or comment, realization that you would like to share? We have still some time. You have to say yes or not. Not to me.
Who am I to say?
I'm asking to you. Sorry for my boring class. When there is no question, there is two possibilities. Either we understand everything, and if everything is clear, then no question. Either we understand nothing. Because the one who was giving class, you know, it was not clear. Nothing that you would like to share regarding Varnashram? Please, Krishna Prema Rupa.
Rajaguna and Sadhguna we can engage, but not Tamaguna. So I understand the principle, but one could argue, well, sometimes destruction is required. Because you apply Tamaguna, like when they renovate your bathroom and they destroy the walls, and you can say that's in a mode of ignorance. Then they build up something, so that's also. Or if someone is angry, you know, Prabhupada explains you can use anger. If someone is offending a Vaishnava, you can use that anger towards the offender. That could also be seen as the energy of Tamaguna. Would you say, is there a scope for Tamaguna to engage in?
I read in different places that we cannot engage Tamaguna in the service. We have to become ridden from the Tamaguna. Anger, I consider also passion, mix of passion and ignorance. And but there is also the transcendental anger, you know. And the nectar of devotion is described even anger as a spiritual sentiment. I see more in this way how devotee they can use it. And even to destroy something, as you say, yes, you destroy, but it's more with the purpose of building. So it's not really under the influence of ignorance. Prabhu, you want to say something?
It's actually able to hear, but actually bad. It says if I sleep, you need
Yeah, also there are different levels of sleeping, different consciousness. In our movement we use rest. We used to rest, not to sleep. Resting the body. Take the example of our biggest acharya. They were not sleeping, they were just resting the body. Srila Prabhupada gives the same example. And we have so many exalted Vaishnava in our movement. Then if you live with them, you understand what means resting and sleeping. Really. Really. I have the good chance to witness this. I don't want to mention, to favorite someone, but I have experience that I have seen. So in this sense, I don't see resting the body influenced by ignorance. Yeah, but by following their footsteps, we become elevated.
What is rest and what we do? Which guna?
When you are resting the body with the purpose of be better engaged in Krishna consciousness, when you get up, you are full of energy, strength, completely awake. When it's influence of tamoguna, then it's hardly get out from the bed. It's very difficult to go out. So we should not let come to this level. I give, sincerely speaking, I am not in that level. Sometimes I have to wake up in the night for different reasons that aging body is bringing. And then I'm totally awake. It can be 2 o'clock in the night. Completely, I feel good. But then mind come and say, but today, you have to do this and to do this and to go there and go there. If I stay up, then I will probably fall to sleep when I'm driving or this or that, the mind. And then bring me back to rest, to sleep, probably. And then when I wake up, just few hours after, I'm totally finished. Sorry, this is my experience. And I think that cannot be a really rule for everyone the same. Like the 6 hour. 6 hours is just an indication. But for some, maybe 5 is enough. Other maybe need 7. Everyone has to find his adjustment. We have to properly regulate our eating, our sleeping properly in order to be efficient. Like a motor of a car. We know we have to regulate the air and the petrol. With these things, if there is too much petrol coming in, it's not going on. The same is the hair. If it's not proper, it's not burning properly. So we have to regulate properly. Bhagavad Gita says we have not to eat too much, not too less. We have not to sleep too much, not sleep too less. And it's a practice. It's a question of practice. Prabhupada said very clearly. Tamal Krishna Maharaj was telling this story. I think it's related with all sleeping, eating and all this. He said that Prabhupada was asking him to do this service and this service and this service. And he came to a certain point, he went to Srila Prabhupada, he said, Srila Prabhupada, I cannot take any more service. And he said, I'm reduced already my sleep so much. I reduce already my eating time so much. I reduce this and that, but I cannot take more. And Prabhupada, what he told to him? He told to him, you need practice. You need to practice. If we let always the mind tell us, yeah, eat more, or sleep more, or this and this and that, it will not work. We have to practice. And for everyone is different. Different body. In eating, for example, there is this nice example, that Kunti, she was cooking for the Pandavas, and let's say, to give an example, she was cooking one cake, so then she was cutting half. Half went to Bhima, and the other half she was cutting 4 pieces and give to the other 4 Pandavas. This means, this is unfair, But no, she knows his son, Bhima need more. What is his name? He has a name, no? Vrikodar. Vriko. Yeah. It means he's burning so much that he need to eat more. So for some, eating more is no problem. They are burning so much and they are so much active. Other, if they are eating this quantity, they go to sleep. And this also depending on the age. I can see myself, before I was eating much more. Now I have to reduce. If I don't reduce, I'm drying and falling to sleep. So age is also changing the metabolism of the body. But the principle remains the same. We have to practice. So we have to stick on the principle. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Let's practice. Later. Let's practice later.
Later maybe no song.
context.
Yeah,
There
it was-
wasn't a big deal of discourage.
Encourage me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's good for
I
me.
think it was everything was very clear, honestly. Your class was very clear, so that's right.
And also, I think class also has something. Often it's also about associating with the one class he shares with himself. He associates. That's also something very important. Sometimes you're more prepared and quote more short and Bristol, but sometimes you never get to it. Still, you have an association with each other.
It's also needed for the body to come to the practical level. If you share your experience, understanding, realization, then you come more to the practical part.
I couldn't get an eye shot until 4:30 in the morning. I don't know, I was so
Good to see.
couldn't sleep. 6 hours couldn't sleep. I don't know what's going on, something.
The meeting was
I think the meeting
so.
there was so much information. I was translating.
Yeah.
There's so much information. I'm getting older, I get too much affected. I don't know, my nervous system just can't cool down. There's so much going on, you know. Especially when you translate, you don't realize, but I realize now that you actually absorb as well. The mood, you know, certain worries, you know. Anyway, couldn't sleep. 4:30, you know, do I go to another life?
It's part of our purification. Definitely these things bring anxiety also. I have to pay with him and then let's see. Probably have to meet few devotees before. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Sorry, when we can talk, maybe not today, but one moment that we can talk together, even by phone or Zoom, whatever. But let me know